Are looking to make connections with people. Well, guess what? Divine Connections Magazine is helping businesses not only walk in their purpose and passion, but to get connected to their potential. That's right. You've got to connect to your potential, and you can make it happen now because it is time to know your worth. As you get connected to people all across the planet, Divine Connections Magazine will make it happen. And get featured in the magazine today and get your copy now, because there's no other time than a divine time to get connected to Divine Connections Magazine.
Terrell Goodman is the CEO of TS&F Consultant and Management, LLC, a veteran-owned and operated family business that offers professional services for veterans. This company operates with a group of associate members with an average of 38 years of hands-on experience in their respective professions. They are committed to the highest principles, standards, and values to assure each client's success. To find out more, contact TS&F Consultant and Management, LLC today. Just call 877-365-0817, extension 104.
Great day, everyone. Hope all is well. This is Dolores Williams with Divine Connections. Welcome, everyone. Make sure you like and share this broadcast. Divine Connection is a magazine that comes out quarterly in print as well as online. We connect with different businesses, entrepreneur, gospel artists, praise dance, moms, anybody that's doing something great in the community. We would love to spread your good news. So if you're interested in being in the next issue, make sure you email me at divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com. I would love to share more about what I do and get you in the magazine. So how do you stay connected with Divine Connections? Subscribe to our email list by going to divineconnectionsmagazine.com for updates and news. Then on our Facebook channel, go and like that at Divine Connections Marketing. We also have an Instagram channel you can follow at Divine Connections, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Divine Connections. And make sure you click that notification button as well to stay updated with what's going on. So it's September, and I'm definitely excited about that. For one, it is the birthday month, and actually today is my birthday. So thank you all for the shout out thus far and the text. Thank you so much. I'm grateful that God has allowed me to be here 43 years, and I'm blessed to be a blessing, and I'm grateful for that. So September, our magazine is here. So excited. We have Antonio T. Smith on the front, and we also have Mr. Bruce George on the back, and we have entrepreneur, gospel artists. So many resources and connections on the inside of this magazine. So you want to make sure you get a copy at divineconnectionsmagazine.com/subscriptions. Okay. Next on our agenda, if you would like to be a sponsor for the show, we have this show every Wednesday from 3 to 6. And before and after the show, we do sponsorship, which is a 30-second commercial from your business or your ministry. If you would like to do that, we do a 3-month agreement so we can make sure that your business and your ministry gets out there. And that's $150 for that 3-month agreement. And if you want more information, you can definitely email me at divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com. So excited. Last Saturday, we celebrated 11 years at Divine Connections, 11th magazine anniversary. Grateful for that. And so we have one more big event for the year, and that's going to be Saturday, October 23rd, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Mebane Arts Center. So I'm doing praise dance, mime groups, and vendors. So if you are a praise dance group or a mime group, you can register for only $25. I have 3 more spots for praise dance and 3 more spots for mime ministries. I'm being in Mebane Art Center, which is around Burlington. So anyone that's in the area, Greensboro, Raleigh, Durham, Winston-Salem, or anybody who wants to travel and be a part, and love for your group to be there as well as bring the community with you, we look forward to hearing from you. Also, if you are a vendor and you're looking for an opportunity to get ready for help people shop for Christmas or just support your small business, we are looking for you. So I'm looking for vendors. We have vendor opportunity. So you can text 336-338-8903 for more information, or email Divine Connections Magazine at gmail.com. And for the public and for the community, it is free to come out and check us out, which is wonderful. So if you want to be a vendor, that's the cost, of course. And then, but for the first 10 vendors, you get $50 off. So you want to go ahead and see if there's a spot available for you. And then if you are a praise dance or a mime group that you like to be a part, you would share that with us as well. And we'll see if we get you in before our spots are all filled up. Okay, so keep that in mind. And that's in Mebane, North Carolina, near Burlington. Okay, so if you need a 30-second or a 60-second commercial for your business, for your ministry, for your book, if you're a gospel artist, anybody doing something positive in the community, and you need a 30-second or a 60-second commercial, we do those as well. Just email Divine Connections Magazine at gmail.com. Also, I am honored to have been nominated for the Dunamis Gospel Awards in the media publication for the year. So if you don't mind, go and visit us at dunamisgospelawards.org. Click on the red button that says vote. And then in every category, pick somebody. If you don't know anybody, just pick somebody to be a blessing to them. And then when you get to media publication, click Divine Connections, Divine Connections, Divine Connections, and submit it. And you can do that as many times as you like up until October the 8th. Okay, so I greatly appreciate that as well. And then also, again, this is the month of my birthday. So if you guys would like, you can share a gift if you would like to Cash App iOverflow or PayPal me at ioverflow@gmail.com. All right. And so a good seed. And so today, y'all, I have a wonderful, wonderful guest. And, you know, I'm a little upset because he was eating, right? And I'm hungry. And so he can't share with me. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. You know, and I hate to do this to you, but it was like that.
I'm working hard, and he come over here smacking, and I'm like, I need some of that. I need some.
I would have shared if I could have squeezed it through the daggone camera. I would have hooked you right on up. No worries.
I appreciate that. Well, awesome.
Absolutely.
Welcome, Marquise. How are you?
I am well, and I hear that you are the birthday girl.
I am the birthday. You got a song for me?
Yeah, I have a song. I'm not singing it, but there is a song. No, I sing in the shower. I'm a shower singer. Okay. I'm the best there ever was in the shower.
Okay, wonderful.
Absolutely. But happy birthday. Happy 33rd, I think it was.
Oh, 43rd. 43.
Happy 33rd.
Yes,
We're gonna go with 33rd.
I'll take it. Right. I'll take it.
And I'll tell you, my birthday was on the 17th of last month.
Oh, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. And I am still celebrating. Celebrating. I'm going to celebrate until I forget why I'm having so much fun.
Come on now. Enjoy life while
you you better, because if look, nobody's going to take my place in that in the enjoyment section. That's all me.
Right. You got that right. I'm with you on that part. Wonderful. So let's get into it. So thank you for your time. I know you're on the road, so I feel privileged and honored that you done pulled to the side of the road to be on my show so we can talk to the people. So tell us.
For you?
Oh. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you got going on, because I heard like you and your son got some barbecue or something going on.
You know what? I'm gonna have a something for the people. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, and that is a double-edged sword. It is a blessing and a curse, because I have so much potential in me, and I want to do it all. And the problem is, you can't do it all. You gotta go with one or two, maybe three.
Yes.
But I would just have to throw that out there. So if you one of these jack of all trades, narrow that stuff down, because you are missing your opportunity
Yeah.
And I know it's going to be hard for some people to just pick one, but you got to pick one. My problem is, I don't want to call that a problem. Let me just introduce myself. I'm Marquise Washington. I am 50 years old, fresh 50. I have a beautiful wife of 20 years come November 17th.
Awesome.
And 2 teenage boys, beautiful boys. And anybody who is a parent, you already know that that's a job all by itself. I mean, and then the more kids you have, the more variety you have in your job as a parent.
Right.
You know, and so anyway, so when I get back on the horse. So when you're thinking about doing a business or doing anything in life, you have to count the cost.
Yes.
And understand what those costs are. So, but anyway, about me, and actually, I'll start it off with my son. My son is 16, the oldest boy. He's 16, and during COVID, he created a sauce, and he named it The Good Stuff.
The Good Stuff.
And let me tell you, it was shockingly delicious.
Shockingly.
And you could I am telling you, it would light up your life. And it's not even a barbecue sauce.
Oh, okay.
I mean, people mistake it for barbecue. It's nowhere near barbecue. It's I can't even think of what it was, but it's not barbecue. It's just a delicious sauce that literally goes on everything outside of cereal.
And I love sauce. I love sauce. Blake?
I'm gonna tell you, my man fixed some shrimp. He tries to cook every now and then. He tries to cook. He needs to stay in the kitchen more, but he'll throw some shrimp on. You'll do the green pepper, the onion, garlic. Yes, and throw some butter in there. You can stop right there. You can stop right there.
All that, yes.
You can stop and hit maybe a dash of Old Bay. You can stop right there. But I tell you what, my son has 2 sauces. One is original, the other is sweet and tangy. The original has a little kick to it. The other one is sweeter, much sweeter. But I'll tell you, my son hit that little thing, hit them little shrimps with just a little dash of the Good Stuff sauce.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about you ever seen a dog eat when he's hungry? I'm talking a dog will lick the bowl all the way across the floor if you're not careful. And my son's sauce was, I mean, if I was on 4 legs, I'd probably still be licking that bowl. And it's actually you can take a look at it. It's thegoodstuffsauce.com. And so he started that in I think it was this year, and believe it or not, he ended up getting on television. They did a special in February, and he was on a special. And then when people saw him, there's some hateration going on when people call and be like, long story short, what happened was somebody called and said, he doesn't have a license, or he's not doing this or whatever. It was some technicality. So we had to kind of shut it down until we got our T's crossed and our I's dotted. We had to do it anyway. But just the fact that to see a 15, 16-year-old kid doing his thing. I mean, he's not out here jacking people up. He ain't stealing nobody's car. He ain't pimping and all that other kind of stuff. He's out here being creative in a pandemic, if that's what we want to call it. And he created something that is ultimately going to make him a lot of money. And I think maybe the first or second day that show aired, we got a phone call from like the health department, and we had to get shut down. And so and he was distraught. My wife was distraught because it was, we're just out here just trying to do the thing. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to hurt nobody.
Right.
But this is the equivalent to the little girl on the street corner selling lemonade, and somebody call the cops because she don't have a daggone business license. You know, like little kids selling water bottles. You don't have a business license, so you got to get off the sidewalk or something. That's what this is. And I had to pull my family back in and brief them on, well, this is the reality that we live in. This is not, this is only a temporary hindrance.
That's right.
Because when we come back, this thing is going to take off like gangbusters. Because number one, he's been on television. It's crazy because even right now, this thing aired in February. People still recognize him right now. I mean, he'll walk down the street and say, "Aren't you that guy with the sauce?" And they remember him. And it is amazing, the memory of people sometimes. It is amazing, and I appreciate the memory. So when we actually get this thing cranked up again, it's going to be ridiculous. And all we needed a few things, and we can still sell the sauce, but we can't sell the sauce. You know, we'll sell it to family and friends. We'll take donations and everything else. So it's still legal, but not as in a sales capacity. Okay. So there's still a way to get the sauce, but we have to do it correctly. And again, this is not a hindrance. We had to dot the I's, cross the T's anyway. So whomever this person was didn't do anything, but they did us a favor. Because now we know. And when we come back, what you gonna say then? Right. All you're gonna do is get the sauce, be like, I wonder what it tastes like. Next thing you know, you're buying 3-4 bottles. Right. So to whomever did that, thank you. I'm not gonna hate on you. But my wife and kid, they were tore up from the floor up for a minute, and I had to put it into perspective that they didn't do anything but a favor for us. So the Good Stuff sauce is my 16-year-old sauce, and it is fantastic. I had when we were shipping orders, I shipped orders overseas to Israel. Believe it or not, they got the sauce in Israel, and I have a contact in Australia. He wants to become a distributor. The man hasn't tasted the sauce, and he's like, "I know it's good because you said it's good." And he's like, "Whenever y'all get up, I'm going to be right here in Australia working the sauce." So my son doesn't realize just how ginormous the potential is for his sauce. He's in school, and we're trying to get him to focus on school. He does have a part-time job. What's funny with these children is that you can tell them anything, but they're gonna have to put the work in, because you know we were trying to get him to focus on the sauce. And he wanted to, I got to buy sneakers. I've got to get ready for school, blah, blah, blah. And I'm telling him, dude, if we knock this sauce out, you probably won't ever have to go to anybody's job. But he wanted the so-called quick money. And as parents, there are times when you got to have those teachable moments. You got to allow your children to find out what it is. And sometimes you have to let them fail in order for them to realize what the right thing to do is. And so he does have a job, and he likes his job, but he realized when he first got that check, he worked 40 hours. He only made like $300 or $400. And the sauce that we made, we'll sell it at a market on the weekends. And he can make that in a day and a half, 2 days. Wow. And once that hit him, he's like, "Oh, heck no, I'm doing the sauce." And I'm like, okay. So this whole situation with the sauce is, it's been fantastic. It's been a learning experience for everybody, because this is the only part of this that is my wheelhouse is tasting it. You know what I'm saying? I'll taste anything. I mean, my wife calls me the ghetto gourmet because I cook anything, and I'm unapologetic. That's why I'm kind of chunky. I'm unapologetic So we're out here. I'm putting the sauce on mashed potatoes. I'm putting it on, rice. I'm putting it on just vegetables. I had a lady tell me, this lady told me that she mixed it with ketchup and made a salad dressing out of it. So this is one of those, I don't want to say one size fits all, but it's definitely, it can handle your proteins pretty good. And it can definitely handle some vegetables pretty good. So it's called the Good Stuff Sauce. Find us online at thegoodstuffsauce.com. We got to put it out there.
Awesome. So he just happened to be in the kitchen and was putting stuff together. Like, how did it initiate?
That, just like how you said it, because he's food curious. I'll say that he's food curious, and so he's one of these kids. He developed the thing for nachos early on in his life because it was simple to make. You can see it, you can taste it, then you can add to it or take away from it to change the flavor. And so that's his go-to. But in the kitchen, he was trying to make a teriyaki sauce, and that's what it reminds you of. It reminds you of a teriyaki sauce. So he was trying to make a teriyaki sauce, and he created something. And he was like, "Hey, Mom, taste this." And she was like, "Oh, that's good. It's good stuff." And Dad, taste this. Like, "Boy, what you got? What is that?" and so he didn't write it down, but he remembered. So I said, "Just do it again, and just keep doing it. Write it down this time, and once you get the measurements right." And then he took samples. I don't know if he took samples. I think he took samples to church or something like that. Yeah. And everybody was like raving over the sauce. They were literally raving. I'm talking. They were like coming back, trying to jack him for stuff. It was funny. But and then it was like, and everybody said this is some good stuff. And so bam, there's the name, The Good Stuff. So that's how it all happened. So again, to anybody who's watching, inspiration can come from anywhere, anybody, at any time. You just have to be ready to receive it.
Come on.
And then to move forward with it. And you don't have to tell everybody. You ain't got to tell everybody. Just whatever you do, just do. When it comes time to unveil, you unveil it, and everybody's going to be stupefied that somebody like you actually created something like that.
Love it.
Don't be afraid. Do not be afraid to go and embarrass yourself.
Right.
Don't be afraid to embarrass yourself, because if you don't take a risk, you will never know.
That's right. For sure.
If you don't risk, you will never know. That's why, for me, I live not really at the edge of my seats, flying on the wing of a prayer. You might have to talk to my wife about that. But there are things out here that we should try, and I'm all for finding out what it is on the other side of that page, of that thought.
Right. That's right.
And actually, I actually host a show called Fireback Radio. That's what this is, firebackradio.com. And so actually I got into Fireback Radio years ago, and it was called Dividing Lines Magazine. That's how it all started. And I was here locally in Indianapolis on a radio station, because actually it was going to be a publication, but Allison Hampton, she was my partner in this. She had some health issues come up, so we couldn't do it. So it transitioned into doing radio. And so I started doing radio, and I enjoyed it. I didn't realize that I would enjoy it. And so, but I did it. And so now, and that was some years ago. I mean, I had my own show locally here in Indianapolis, but now it's I have a podcast, and now it's kind of changed, because there is so much news out here, and you kind of can't keep up with all of it.
Right.
But what ended up happening to me relative to Fireback Radio is that it is going to be an internet radio station. And that's been the goal the whole time. I really don't want to do talk radio, even though I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
But talk radio, it takes, if you're going to do it, you got to be all in. And right now, there's no way I can be all in because I got a wife and kids. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta prioritize.
Right.
So it has become a podcast. It has become an exercise in vocal, in being vocal. I actually do narration, voiceovers. I've done a few already. So of course, if you need somebody, you mentioned earlier
that's good to know.
So if you need another voice, let me know. I'll be more than happy to get in there. If anybody needs any kind of voiceover, I tell people this as well. I say the things that you want to say, but you can't. And I'm highly opinionated. If you listen to some of the stuff on Fireback Radio, you'll see how opinionated I am. Also with that, it turned out, Fireback Radio turned out to be partly spoken word. There's some things in there that's very let me grab the mic, get on stage, and shine a light on me. Some of that stuff is in there. I had no idea it was going to be poetic like it turned out, but it just happened. And my brother would always tell me, he said, "Man, you just have a knack for this stuff." And I'm like, hey, if that's where the Lord sends me, then that's where I'll go. So
awesome. I love hearing your stories and the process of how things, are working, how it started, the process through it. Because, with anything is a story, and with everything is a process. So I know the sauce is going to do good. I can't wait so I can order me some and taste some of this delicious sauce for one. And then sharing good information, of course, on the radio as well. So tell people how to stay in touch with you or how to get connected with you.
You know what? Just you can go to my website, marquisewashington.com. You can find me on Facebook. Just look up Fireback Radio on Facebook. You'll see my stuff there. You can find me on Facebook too, Marquise Washington. You'll see this face, this big, beautiful brown face. And just reach out, shoot me a text, shoot me a message and everything. And I mean, really, if you want to hook up, get together and collaborate on some things, I'm all for it. Life is too short.
Yes.
Sure. I mean, I've had a friend die over the last week, and
sorry,
there's a lot of loss going on right now, and no, not right now. There's always loss. Let me clarify. There's always loss.
True.
When there is loss, we have an opportunity to reflect. And so when we reflect, we think of the birth, and then we think of the death and how the death came all of a sudden. We really do need to focus on the dash. Like when you see a tombstone, you see numbers, dash, and numbers. You need to focus on that dash and make that dash mean something. So if and when you do expire, you will carry on.
That's right.
In the memories of everybody that you've reached.
That's right.
And in the grand scheme of things, we don't even live for ourselves. We live for the people that we run across, that we touch, that we move.
That's right. That's right.
That is our gift to mankind, is a memory. So when you're creating that memory with people, be the best, make the best memory, because
that's right.
When you create that memory, you change people just by your personality, just by your demeanor, just by who you are. You change people, and for the better or for worse, mind you.
That's right. That's right.
But you have to be very aware that you're a boat going through the water, but there's a wake behind you. And you got to understand that wake behind you, it shakes everybody that it touches. Because when people see you, they don't just see you, they see your essence.
Right.
So make something of that dash in between those two members that's going to ultimately be on everybody's tombstone. So just each one teach one, each one raise one,
That's
and I mean, look, life's too short.
Yes.
There's not enough love out here,
for sure.
you know, and don't get me started because I'm highly opinionated about that.
It's okay. It's okay. I love what you do. I love how your son just happened to do something and put something together, and then the support that you've given him, even though challenges, have arisen, and then encouraging your son as well as your wife. I love that story. And then what you do for the radio as well. So leave us with some words of encouragement.
You know what? I'm going to tell everybody like I tell my kids. Do your best. Because when you do your best, you can sleep well at night. And if you did your best and you still failed, you still did your best. And people have to respect that. And if they don't appreciate that, that's not your problem, it's their problem. So just be mindful, just do your best. Do your best. Wherever you are, however you are, do the best that you can do. Period. I mean, even with, I talked to a lot of guys about the baby mama and all this other kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to just grab them and say, bruh, you got to do your best.
That's right.
Because you're not the one that's in this thing. You have her and you have your baby. You got to do your best.
Yeah.
Because if you do best, people respond to your best.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine when somebody responds and respects you for doing your best?
Come on.
Even though if you came up short, when people see that you tried and failed, more times than not, they will find a way to encourage. They will find a way to support.
Mm-hmm.
And, but people got to see it. And there's not enough of that going on. I mean, we all got to just do our best. I mean, period. I mean, there's really no shortcut. You just got to do your best, no matter what it is. I mean, like I tell my son, if you go in the bathroom, you light it up, do your best. When you come out there, make sure it's cleaned up.
That's right.
Do your best. You mess it up, clean it up, do your best. You know what I'm saying? I know we get real funny. We have a great time in the house, but but if there was anything I could leave, tell the audience, is just life is an amazing journey.
Yeah.
Don't waste it. Don't waste away doing bull crap.
That's right.
I know a lot of people, they get drunk, they smoke weed. You are just wasting away. And I do not want to be anywhere near anybody with no life.
Yeah.
I mean, unless I'm stuck my finger in a socket and I'm highly charged and I'm ready to spread the love. I mean, trust me, that happens every now and again too. So much so that I actually should do a course, to wake some folks up, because there are a lot of people who still sleep. And all you need is just an encouraging word.
That's right.
And if that's what you need, and I'm good at that, if that's what you need, call me. Let me know. I will encourage you, because encouragement goes both ways. Sometimes you could be preaching to somebody, you really preaching to yourself.
Come on, and that's the truth. That's the truth.
So yeah, I would encourage everybody. But listen, go on firebackradio.com. Let me know what you think.
Okay.
About some of the stuff. Not all of the stuff. I'm gonna piss people off, but it is what it is. And again, if you need me to, because I do that, I have to be a writer, right? I have to write. So I do write.
Okay.
And I've been working on a screenplay. Told you I'm a jack of all trades.
I love it.
A blessing and a curse. Yeah. But something's got to give.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep trying. And my claim to fame is, when you get knocked down, you get back up.
That's right.
And you try harder. And I got that from playing football. Because if you've ever played football, and the coach is always yelling at you, telling you to hustle. I just got the snot knocked out of me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm laying on the ground, tasting dirt in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to get my bearing because my feet are over my head.
Mm.
And now I figure out where I am. I get up, sprint, and make the play. And I make the play. If I can do that for football,
that's right.
Which is a game that actually means nothing. But if I can do that for football, I have no excuse not to implement that same attitude in life. Because if I can, like I said, and all these people who play sports, you know what sacrifice is. We should be some of the most sacrificial people. Get knocked down, get up, help your buddy up. That's because everybody's played sports. Everybody's a sports nut. Why are we not seeing that? It's not like you didn't know the lesson. Or maybe nobody told you that this is translatable into real life. So when you get knocked down, get up, dust yourself off, find out where you're supposed to go, move quickly. Go.
Yeah.
Don't blink because you might miss something. And it's okay if you get knocked down. Because the more and more you get knocked down, the more and more you're going to have to get back up.
That's right.
And one of them times when you get back up, the enemy is going to say, man, I can't kill this guy. And they're going to leave you alone. But you got to keep trying.
Yeah.
And that's life. I would never give up on life. So if you run into a news article that said Marquise offed himself, they lying.
Right.
They lying. If they say Marquise had drugs in his body, he OD'd, they lying. They lying. And because I don't roll like that.
That's right.
I got a natural high. Girl, I can tell you the backstory. I grew up with that stuff in the house. I ain't talking like a little bit. I'm talking about a lot of stuff. Where the FBI was at the crib, more than other relatives. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's my upbringing. So, people want to act like they all thug life, bruh. You don't want that life. You don't want that life, and your children don't want that life. Trust me.
That's right.
Trust me. Your children don't want that life. You know how easy it would have been for me to translate that knowledge into, slinging dope in the street. It would have been easy, but I didn't choose that life.
Right.
Anyway, I don't mean to talk your head off.
No, I love it. I love it. It's real talk.
Yeah, but a lot of people just need to understand that there's bigger things in life. There are bigger opportunities in front of you. You need to give yourself a chance to see the opportunity. And so when the opportunity comes, you got to grab it. You got to be ready. You know what? I'm gonna tell you a story. Before I got married, a friend of the family gave me 2 houses. You couldn't live in one. That one had to be destroyed. But because of my lack of knowledge, instead of me holding on to those properties, would have been $300,000 to $500,000 now, I let them go. I ended up getting married to my boo thing. I ended up getting married, lost my mind. But when my wife smiled, I lost my mind. I'm like, she smiled. I'm like, yeah, whatever she needs, whatever. Yeah. But had I known then what I know now, and I'm a former real estate agent as well, by the way. Okay. Told you, jack of all trades. If I would have known what I know now, I would be in a much different place now. So I just want to encourage everybody, don't shy away from knowledge. Don't ever shy away from knowledge. I know these young kids, like my son a long time ago, he doesn't want to look smart in front of his peers. Okay, I kind of get it, but come on, man. If you're smart, you're not standing over anybody telling them I'm smarter than you. It's not that kind of party. Right. But you need to excel, and we need to change this ideology to where people are geeky or nerdy if they have knowledge.
That's right.
Knowledge is power.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sure.
but more than that, applied knowledge is the real power.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, because you can be smart all day, but if you don't apply it, it means nothing.
That's right.
You've seen imbeciles make it big.
Yeah.
Why? Because they sought an opportunity they didn't know, but they went in anyway,
Mm-hmm.
and they made big on it.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't even know, but they went.
That's right.
When I started real estate, I was a wholesaler. And for those who don't know what a wholesaler is, you'll see these guys running around here say, "We buy houses."
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've seen those signs. Those are wholesalers. Basically, their job is to get a house under contract
Mm-hmm.
to give to a buyer. They have,
Mm-hmm.
like for me, I got a crap load of buyers waiting for property, but they don't want to do the dirty work. They just want to come in and buy.
Mm-hmm.
I do the dirty work for them. I'll find it. I'll get it on the contract. I'll get it dated. I'll get the price down to where they can buy it. I'll get my fee. In on top of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know what the crap I was doing. My brother, believe it or not, my brother introduced me to that. And he said, "You should try it." I don't know nothing about real estate. What I look like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know? But I watched a handful of videos, and I said, you know what? I don't know it all, but I got to go try it. My
Right.
first deal, I made $5,000 off my first deal.
All right. Awesome.
$5,000. And when I got the check, I looked at that check, and I think I had a tear. I had one tear. One tear.
What?
But it was because I didn't understand it. I'm like, I did what and got $5,000? Do you know how long it would take the average person to make $5,000?
Right.
And all I had to do was, put the buyer in front of the seller and make them kiss.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. All I had was the gift of gab.
Come on.
Obviously, you can tell I have that.
So-
And when you can be personable and you can be relatable to people,
That's right.
folks will want to work with you.
That's right.
And that's all I did. I was myself.
Mm-hmm.
And these people needed to get rid of their property. It just so happens I'm in the neighborhood. They called me. I went over. I looked at the house. They gave me a number. I gave them a number. We negotiated, and we got the contract signed. A week and a half later, the house is closed.
That's awesome.
And I got money, and I didn't know what I was doing. So I'll tell you this too. One deal I had, I wasn't in town. I couldn't be in town because the buyer wanted to go look at the property.
Mm-hmm.
And so the seller was there. And of course, you don't have the buyer and the seller in the same space,
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't there. I had to hire somebody to go stand in my place.
Right.
I called a friend of mine. She said, "Well, I don't know anything about that. I don't know what I'm doing." I offered this chick like $500,
Mm-hmm.
$500, and she didn't want to do it because she didn't know nothing about. I said, "Listen, all you got to do is just stand there, make sure they don't talk money because that's my job."
Mm-hmm.
So she didn't want to do it. So I called somebody else. I said, "Hey, will you do this?"
Mm-hmm.
I offered her $300. She said, "Where I gotta go?"
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Where I gotta go?" This chick was there not 30 minutes and made $300
Mm.
because she took an opportunity. She saw an opportunity and she took it.
Yeah. Yeah.
She didn't think about it. I mean, she asked questions, but it wasn't anything that she couldn't do.
Yeah.
It's not anything anybody couldn't do. I just need you to stand there on behalf of me, representing me. That's it.
Got it.
And she did it. And after I wrote her a check, she asked me, she says, "Marquise, whatever you need, you let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you need,
Yeah.
And it was because, 30 minutes, $300. Who's gonna give you that?
Got that right.
Yeah.
Got that right.
But I mean, the only catch was, I said, if it closes, I'll cut you a check. If it doesn't close,
right.
But I tell you this story because you have people who don't want an opportunity because they're scared of an opportunity.
Right.
You can't be afraid. You're too grown. You're too grown. You're too grown.
Come on.
Take the opportunity. Don't be afraid of it. Grab that thing. Understand what it is. If you don't understand, ask questions. And if it's a situation like I said, get on in there. Get on in there, make that money.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't, look, you didn't have to twerk for it. Just saying. You ain't have to take no clothes off. You ain't have to cuss nobody out, beat nobody down. Nothing like that. It's business. And then the girl, she learned about the business. So it was a win-win for everybody. So in closing, I will just encourage everybody to never short yourself. You are the best investment that you can ever make.
That's right. That's right.
Invest in yourself and then encourage everybody else around you.
Come on. You heard what he said. All right. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I'm not going to repeat that because he done said what he said. And I love it. He done said what he said. Yeah. So thank you so much for sharing all of that. That's definitely an encouragement. Try. Just don't do anything. He basically, life is short. We only have this short opportunity while we are here. Make it happen while we're here. That's all he's saying. And just don't give up. Don't give in. Make it do what it do. If it worked, great. If it doesn't work, keep trying. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Marquise, thank you so much. Much success to you. We would definitely stay connected. I appreciate you taking the time out to pull over to the side of the road to do this interview with me. I am grateful for you. Keep making it happen. Thanks for coming on. I am Dolores Williams with Divine Connections. Make sure you stay connected to the number one divine connector, which is Jesus Christ. And you all have a phenomenal day. Make sure you like and share this encouraging word. Talk to you soon. Have a great one.
Businesses all across the planet are looking to make connections with people. Well, guess what? Divine Connections Magazine is helping businesses not only walk in their purpose and passions, but to get connected to their potential. That's right. You've got to connect to your potential, and you can make it happen now because it is time to know your worth. As you get connected to people all across the planet, Divine Connections Magazine will make it happen. And get featured in the magazine today and get your copy now, because there's no other time than a divine time to get connected to Divine Connections Magazine.